Vortex here, welcome to my review of the Softears RSV or Reference Sound 5. These are a more expensive kind of model, about $730 as of this video. I'd like to thank ShenzhenAudio store for sending this loaner unit out for me to review. Thank you very much. As usual, the disclaimers are I was not paid to do this video and other thoughts and opinions are my own. And like I just said, these are a kind of a more expensive model. Softears are also related to Moondrop, and Moondrop do know what they're doing with tuning. And these are only 5 balanced armatures per side. And yeah, let's get straight into the inside. So I've opened the box to make it a bit easier. As it states there, hear the truth. These magnets, see just at the very top to keep it closed. Like I stated before, Softears are related to Moondrop. Really nice leather case. So yeah, the actual IEMs come in their own little kind of pouches. This is the right one. Really nice finish. See, they're quite thick, but personally I had no issues with comfort, considering these are only 5 BA per side. It has kind of a wider nozzle. So it actually has 3 individual bores, which is kind of cool. Recessed 2-pin. And yeah, as you can see here, if the light gets on it, there, review 03, so review number 3, which is kind of cool. Quickly get this one out. So this one says RSV, or obviously RS5, reference sound 5, which is there. Again, review number 3, just the opposite, which is kind of cool. Cable, which I'll unravel in a bit. It seems pretty good. Obviously 2-pin, recessed. So if you ever want any balance cables, you want something that kind of fits, as you can see here, that kind of format. And it's just a 3.5. In the bottom, to save time, I've already took these out. Series number, review number 3, as you say, hear the truth. And that's actually metal. And to a really quick introduction, which is all in Chinese. Maybe information for warranty. And that's it. And the last part himself comes with 2 pairs of tips. I've already been using some of the actual silicone ones, but there's foam. There's one foam missing. This is a loaner unit, but you should normally get 6, so you get small, medium and large foam tips. And the other 2 which are in the box, the normal silicone tips, which I'll show you now. Again, I've been using these. So that's what the bore is like. And that's what the actual inside is like. Because the nozzle on these is kind of wide. And again, get this, I guess, to stop the moisture. Do not open, do not eat, keep out of reach of children. Make sure you do that. And that's it, and just a brush. And yeah, so I'm going to open the cable up to see what it's like. And that's it. So onto the cable. This one is obviously 3.5, as you can see. Big strain relief. Not tightly woven. As you can see, it's still a good cable. It's a very smooth cable. Stretch it out. It's very smooth, wide split. It's got the V for 5, just there. Splits. I've attached the right one on purpose, so let it focus. So obviously ready's for right. I like that. It means it's very easy just to see. Or if you're visually impaired, that's helpful. So obviously the red's the right one. That's what it looks like fitted. So that's how far it sticks out, but it is actually on. I've tried the cable, works perfectly fine. And obviously there's an ear guide, pre-formed guide. and that's it really. But it's a good cable, seems very well made. But then again, if you want the advanced cable, you can always swap it out. And yeah, so let's actually get on to the review. So yeah, finally on to the review. Before I even get to the sound, number one for me is actually comfort and like actual fitment, because you could have an IEM that sounds absolutely amazing, but if the comfort is bad and the fitment is terrible, you're not going to listen to it. So number one, comfort and fit. Personally for me, I actually had no problems. These are actually quite big, as you can see. For 5 balanced armature only in-ear monitor, these are the biggest I've ever seen for sheer size. Same for the nozzle, it's actually quite wide. But personally for me, I had no issues. I presume the nozzle is similar to like the Blessing 2 and the Blessing 2 Dusk. It looks the same size. I could be wrong, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but it looks kind of similar as in width. But yeah, for comfort and fitment, these are fine. I've used these for a couple of hours at a time. No issues at all. Isolation on these as well is very good because it's an all BA design. As you can see, they're not the same. So it says RSV obviously, and it says Softears. So yeah, sensitivity, I had no issues powering these, and most of my testing was done on my Topping L30 amp, fed from the E30 DAC in low gain, so the amp is used in low gain. I have tried this on some of my audio adapters and it seems to work fine. It's not really picky or anything or power hungry, nothing like that, but most of my testing was done with the L30 with no issues. Let's get into a couple of negatives. Sound stage and imaging. It could be better for the price. It's not bad. I wouldn't say not bad at all. It's kind of average. Maybe that's a limitation of 5 BAs, I don't know, but the sound stage and imaging for the price could be a little bit better, or should be better. As you can see, there's no holes or anything like that. Really good isolation. So sound, which is obviously what you're paying the money for, these are very well balanced and very well tuned. Out of all of the BAs I've tried, well, 5 BA per side units, these are clearly the best, but also clearly the most expensive as well. Obviously no surprise there. But yeah, they only have 5 balanced armatures per side. I think it's their own brand as well, which is, if it is, that's pretty cool. Obviously this one is the left one, recessed 2-pin like I've shown you. So yeah, sound is very well balanced, and the low end has more punch and attack and good decay, considering it's a BA for the low end. These kind of, when I first use them, it sounds like you listen to a dynamic driver, which is a compliment because it's got that really natural kind of tonality and timbre to it. I knew they sounded pretty good from what I could tell before I received this, obviously this loaner to use. But when you use them in the flesh, they do sound very natural, which is very good. Like, it's a very good thing to have. They don't. Sometimes you can have armatures and it sounds kind of not maybe metallic like some KZs, but like unnatural kind of sound to it. These don't have that. But yeah, low frequencies, they do actually have nice punch, nice attack. Obviously with a BA, it's fast compared to a dynamic. Very good, can't really fault it. It's a little bit more bassy than I expected. Good thing or bad thing, that depends obviously on your preference, but the low frequencies was actually perfectly fine. They do bleed slightly into the lower mids, which is to me not really a not really a problem. Depends, some people really like perfect bass shelf, but these, I don't mind a little bit of bleed, it's perfectly fine. Mids, they do have a Harman kind of, they do follow kind of the Harman line for the mids. Again, for me, that's not really a problem. And because of that, vocals do sound really good. I think male ones sound slightly more forward touch. It all depends. I've tried this with a lot of different type of music, and it performs very well on kind of all different genres. You can see like fingerprint grease does show up. It's not too bad. But yeah, the mids on these are very good. Overall, they are very kind of safe tuning. They don't really do anything wrong, which is kind of at the price you're paying. You are paying for something that's tuned better, and that's what you're getting. But yeah, overall tuning of these is kind of safe. So you could give this to 10 people to try, and probably all 10 will probably like how it sounds. It's just a rough example. Treble. So treble, again, I had no issues at all. Again, safe. So there's no sibilance. He wasn't sharp, aggressive or harsh or anything. You can listen to these for hours and hours without an issue, because they just sound, they have a smoothness to the sound, but they've got the details to back it up. It's kind of hard to describe, but yeah, the treble region again was fine. Again, it's tuned a bit safe. There's a little bit of roll off. To me, that's not really a problem, but to some people that may be. Again, I have no issues with that. I prefer it to be on the safer side than too aggressive. And yeah, that's what they look like. Obviously, that's the right unit. Good build. It's meant to be a German imported resin. Again, can't really fault it. Big boy nozzles, 3 separate bores. That one's got like a silver kind of metal in it, which is there. And yeah, overall, very kind of safe tuning, but tuned very well. Whoever engineer or whoever is behind the tuning of these knows exactly what they're doing. No lip on the nozzle. I like to say a lip next time, but then again, I had no issues with the actual tips coming off or anything like that. See, thick bodies. But yeah, overall sound very good, very safe, very balanced. They work very well across a lot of different genres. I like these a lot, and I do appreciate ShenzhenAudio sending them to me to try them out. They are a very good pair. And I'm going to end on the price. So as of this video, these are $730 for a pair, which is the most expensive 5BAs I've ever tried by a mile. But you are paying for a very well done tuning. They're not perfect, like I was saying. Big shells may or may not be a problem to you. They're not. They could do with a bit better detail for what you're paying. They're not terrible. They're not bad at all. These are probably the best set of IEMs I've ever tried. Just a little bit better you'd probably like, but then again, they're only 5BAs. They're not 10BA, 12BA monsters which exist. But yeah, overall, they've done a very good job with what they've got. And yeah, so yeah. Negatives, just quickly roll over the negatives before I finish the video. So price, if you're brave, go ahead. Fit, for me, I had no issues, but that may or may not be a problem for you. Could do a little bit of better imaging, and kind of little details could be a little bit better. And I think that's pretty much it, really. They do everything well. Imaging, obviously in stage, could be a bit better. But apart from that, they're very good. And behind this, these are twice as expensive as ones I've tried, like the Manga Tees. They are $300, so just under half. And obviously for the price, they were a competent set, but they were hybrid, so it's a completely different thing. But yeah, I do like these. I'm just not quite sure about the price, but you are kind of getting what you pay for. They're a very well made, very well tuned set. And they class them as reference monitors, so they should replicate what the source sounds like, in theory. And yeah, kind of a longer video, but I wanted to get into a bit more detail with these, because these are quite more expensive than I've ever tried. And I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything in particular you want to know? As usual, just let me know in the comments. And again, thanks very much for ShenzhenAudio store for sending me these loaner units to try. And mine is obviously at number 3. If your focus is there. Number 3. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.